Hello friends, my name is Dr. Siddharth Jain and today I'll be discussing about cardiac cycle. So we are starting the video series for medicine for undergraduates and I've already discussed about ECG. Now I'm starting about cardiac cycle because to understand anything in cardiology, first we need to understand about cardiac cycle. So today's topic is about cardiac cycle. So as we all know, the cardiac cycle is a series of events of pressure and volume changes which helps to eject the blood from the heart to the aorta and further, and to get the heart filled with blood from pulmonary veins. So this is the series of pressure and volume changes from one heartbeat to another heartbeat. It has two phases. When we speak about cardiac cycle, it involves series of events on both atria and ventricles, but we generally use about the ventricular systole and ventricular diastole. These are the two phases. One cardiac cycle lasts for about 0.8 seconds. Out of this, 0.3 seconds is systole and 0.5 seconds is diastole. Now the right side of the heart and the left side of the heart, the events which are occurring are same, only difference is the pressure and volume. So I'll be showing only one side of the heart, that is the left side or the right side, anything you can take. We'll be discussing the left side of the heart. So this is the left atrium, this is the left ventricle, and this is the aorta. In between this is the mitral valve and here is the aortic valve. This is the mitral valve and this is the aortic valve. So first phase which we will take is the atrial contraction. What happens in atrial contraction? In atrial contraction, the atria will contract and push the blood which is present in left atrium into the opened mitral valve. There is already some blood which is present here, and there is an extra atrial kick which occurs from left atrium. There is blood that is pushed from left atrium to left ventricle. The aortic valve is closed in this time. At this time the aortic valve is closed. If we put a probe in the left atrium, we will get the atrial contraction wave or the A wave. The atrial contraction wave or the A wave. Okay. So this is the atrial tracing I am doing here. Now the second phase. Now after atrial contraction, the mitral valve closes. Next, in the next step, so this is step number 1. Step number 2, the mitral valve will close. Aortic valve is already closed. Mitral valve is closed, aortic valve is closed, and the ventricles start contracting. The ventricular pressure rises. When the ventricles start contracting, it gives a push to the mitral valve, slight push to the mitral valve. Okay, it gives to aortic valve also. We will see that in aortic tracing. Right now we are doing a atrial tracing. So there is a slight push, upward push in the mitral valve, and that we see as a ventricular contraction wave or the C wave in the atrial tracing. So this is the isovolumetric contraction. The volume in the ventricles is same. The aortic valve is closed, the mitral valve is closed. That is the isovolumetric contraction, which is pushing the mitral valve slightly into the aorta, that is giving the C wave in atrial tracing. So this is the isovolumetric, this is the atrial systole, and next is the isovolumetric contraction. During this phase, the atria is relaxed, atria is in diastole, atria is relaxed, the aorta is relaxed. Okay, only the ventricle is contracting and the pressure is rising rapidly in ventricle. The pressure in aorta is 80 and in ventricles the pressure was around 4 to 5 initially. So here the pressure rises from 4 to 5, it becomes, when it becomes 81, when this pressure becomes 81, the aortic valve opens. So this is the left atrium, left ventricle, the aorta, mitral valve is closed, okay, and the aortic valve opens when the pressure here becomes 81. The pressure here is 80. With this pressure change, the aortic valve will open and there will be rapid ejection of blood, from ventricles into the aorta till the pressure rises to 120. Till the pressure rises to 120. Here also, because they have become same chamber, here also the pressure will rise from 80 to 120. I am speaking about a normal individual. Okay, so there will be rapid ejection of blood in during this phase. This is known as the third step. So we will be doing the atrial tracing here, the A wave, C wave, and rapid ejection of blood from the ventricles into the aorta till the pressure rises to 120. Okay, and what is happening in atria now? The atria is relaxed, but what is happening? There is blood coming in from pulmonary veins, but atria is relaxed, so slowly there is a volume wave which is building up. There is a volume wave which is building up in the ventricles because of increase in volume of blood from pulmonary veins into the left atrium. So this is the third step, that is the rapid ejection phase. Now coming to the fourth phase of the cardiac cycle, what happens here is, this is the left atrium, the left ventricle, the aorta, the mitral valve is closed. The mitral valve is closed. There is blood coming in from the pulmonary veins into the left atrium. The V wave is happening here also in the atrium. Okay, the mitral valves are closed, the aortic valves are open, and the pressure has peaked to 120 in the previous phase of rapid ejection, and now the pressure starts declining from here. The pressure starts declining from here from 120 to 79. Okay, and here also in the aorta the pressure starts declining because these are the same chambers from 120 to 79. The pressure starts declining. When the pressure starts declining, the blood is still going out, but it is in slow manner. The blood is still going out because pressure in the ventricles is more than in the aorta, but it is declining. So the blood is going out slowly, and this is known as the slow ejection phase. The number 4th is the slow ejection phase. Okay, now number 5th, what happens? The mitral valves are closed. In the left atrium, still the V wave is happening. Still the volume is getting accumulated from the pulmonary veins. Okay, the mitral valves are closed, the aortic valve closes. The aortic valve closes and the pressure rapidly decreases from 79 to very less, 4 or 5 mmHg, and the pressure in the aorta, the diastolic pressure, it remains 80 millimeters of mercury. Okay, so now the pressure has started declining and the ventricles are relaxing. The volume is same because both valves are closed. The volume is same, and this phase is known as the 5th phase of isovolumetric relaxation. Isovolumetric relaxation phase. What is happening in aorta? Because of elastic recoil in the aorta, there is blood which is coming back. Blood is coming back towards the aorta, and it gets accumulated near the aortic valve. This part balloons out. This part, the root of the aorta, it balloons out. This we will be seeing in the atrial tracing when we will do the atrial tracing. So right now in the aortic tracing, right now in the atrial tracing, the V wave is happening, and this is the isovolumetric relaxation phase or the 5th phase of the cardiac cycle. Now what happens in 6th phase? What happens in 6th phase? In this 6th phase, this is the left atrium, left ventricle, the aorta. The aortic valves are closed. The aortic valves are closed and the mitral valves open. The mitral valves open, and whatever blood was accumulated because of the V wave, this is the A, C and V. Whatever blood was accumulated in the left atrium, it rapidly comes down into the ventricles, and this is the phase of rapid filling. This is the phase of rapid filling, and in the atrial tracing, it is represented like this. Okay, so there is a descent in the atrial tracing, and this is because, and then there is a rapid filling of blood from the atria into the ventricle. Number 7, next, and the last phase of the cardiac cycle, what happens? During this phase, the aortic valves are closed. Here also aortic valves are closed, and a bit of ballooning, bit of blood is coming back. Not much, the bit of blood is coming back. Okay, so the aortic valves are closed. The mitral valves are open. The mitral valves are open, and now the blood which is coming from pulmonary veins into the atrium, they directly go into the ventricles. whatever blood was there in the left atrium, it got rapidly filled up already in this fifth phase, and sixth phase we are in this sixth phase, and now in the seventh phase it is slow filling phase. The seventh phase of the cardiac cycle, the slow filling phase, the whatever blood is coming from pulmonary veins into the left atrium, it is going directly into the left ventricle. So this is the slow filling phase. And then again, next will be the atrial kick. So these are the 7 phases of cardiac cycle. I hope you have understood. We'll quickly revise once again. First is the atrial systole. Only this phase is atrial systole, rest all are atrial diastole. Only this phase is atrial systole and rest all are atrial diastole. Okay, so there is a rapid kick. There is a kick which is pushing the blood from left atrium into the left ventricle, causing the A wave in the cardiac cycle. A wave, there is a atrial contraction wave in the cardiac cycle, in the atrial tracing. Okay, and then second, there is closure of the mitral valve, the ventricles start contracting, there is isovolumetric contraction, the pressure rapidly rises in the ventricles and it becomes more than the diastolic pressure of the aorta, and when the pressure becomes more than the diastolic pressure of aorta, the aortic valve opens. The aortic valve opens and there is rapid ejection of blood from the ventricles into the aorta, and the pressure rises in the aorta as well. It becomes equal to the or mildly less than the ventricular pressure, and pressure rises rapidly from 81 to 120. Okay, this is the rapid ejection phase. In the slow ejection phase, the pressure then declines from 120, it becomes less than 80. The aortic diastolic pressure becomes less than 80, and when it becomes less than 80, okay, when it becomes less than 80, there is still the slow ejection happening here. There is slow ejection happening here, but as soon as it becomes less than 80, the aortic valve closes. The aortic valve closes and ventricular pressure decreases more. From 79 it goes below 10, and both the valves are closed. This is the isovolumetric relaxation phase. In the sixth phase, the mitral valve opens. Whatever blood is there in the left atrium, it rapidly descends into the left ventricle. That is the rapid filling phase. And then the slow filling phase, the blood which is coming from pulmonary veins directly enters the left ventricle. This is the slow filling phase, and again there is atrial kick. So these are the 7 phases of cardiac cycle. Out of these, these 3, 4 and 5, this is the, so out of these 3, 2, 3 and 4, 2, 3 and 4, they are ventricular systole, and 5, 6, 7 and 1, this is ventricular diastole. This is the complete cardiac cycle. Thank you. So this is the cardiac cycle which we will be representing in this graphical manner. Okay, and I'll be explaining this, don't get confused again. Now this is the diastolic phase, ventricular diastole. This is the ventricular systole, again ventricular diastole, and again there will be ventricular systole. So this will keep on happening. Now as we discuss the cardiac cycle, so this is the systole which we have divided into 3 parts. Number 1 is the phase of isovolumetric contraction. So this initial part, small part, this is the phase of isovolumetric contraction. Then next is the rapid ejection. Then this is the slow ejection. This is the isovolumetric relaxation, rapid filling, slow filling and atrial kick. So atrial kick is here. Okay, so the end of diastole is the atrial kick, that is the atrial systole. Okay, so what is happening in this is that During diastole, this green color is the atrial wave. So during diastole, there is atrial end of diastole part, the atrial contraction happens, and this is the A wave which is happening in the end of the diastole. This is the A wave which is happening. Okay, the ventricular pressure is less than the atrial pressure here, and that is why the mitral valves are open. The mitral valves are open at this place. As soon as the ventricular pressure becomes more, the red one that becomes more than this green one, the mitral valve will close. The mitral valve will close, and during this phase, this small phase of isovolumetric contraction, the mitral valves are closed and the aortic valves are closed. As soon as and this blue color is the aortic tracing. As soon as the pressure in the ventricle becomes more than the aortic pressure, the aortic valves open here in the isovolumetric contraction phase. The aortic valve opens here, and there is rapid ejection of blood. So there is rapid ejection of blood from ventricles into the aorta. This is represented by this volume wave. Okay, when there is rapid ejection of blood from the ventricles into the aorta, the ventricular volume, this blue color again is ventricular volume, the ventricular volume rapidly decreases. So this is the phase of rapid ejection. Okay, now what is happening because of contraction during isovolumetric contraction? I told you there is a mitral valve displaces upwards, and in atrium that forms this C wave. So this is the A wave and this is the C wave, and after this C wave there is V wave in the atrium. There is V wave which is happening in the atrium. Now the aortic pressure, the ventricular pressure, this red one, it increases more than the aortic pressure. It peaks till 120, and then ventricles start relaxing. From this phase onwards, the ventricles they are still contracting, bit of contraction, bit of relaxation, but they have started relaxing. They have started relaxing in this later part of ventricular systole, and that is why the pressure rapidly falls, and this phase is the phase of slow ejection. The pressure in the aorta falls, the pressure in the ventricle falls, the volume is still falling, the volume in the ventricles is still falling, though slowly, but it is still falling. At this point, till it becomes 80 mmHg, the aortic valve closes here. The aortic valve closes here. When the aortic valve closes, the mitral valves are closed, there is no volume change in the ventricles, and the ventricles are now relaxing. There is the phase of isovolumetric relaxation. And then after isovolumetric relaxation, the mitral valves open. The mitral valves open at this level. At the end of isovolumetric relaxation, the mitral valves open, and there is rapid inflow of blood into the left ventricle. Though the left ventricular pressure is low, but the volume is increasing. The ventricles are relaxed, but the volume in ventricle is increasing. So see, there is difference between pressure and volume. The pressure is decreasing, pressure is less, okay, but the volume is increasing. So the left ventricular volume is increasing in this rapid filling phase, again increasing more in this slow filling phase, because now all the blood in the left atrium is finished. When all the blood in the left atrium is finished, the blood directly comes from pulmonary veins into the left ventricle in this slow filling phase. Okay, and in the end, the atria gives kick and the blood which is coming from the pulmonary veins, it rapidly goes into the left ventricle and increases the left ventricular volume mildly. So at the end of diastole, at the end of systole, ventricular systole, the volume is 50 ml. There is still some volume left, some amount of blood is left in the left ventricle, and that is 50 ml. And after complete filling, the volume in ventricles is 130 ml. So the cardiac output is 50 to 130, that is 80 ml. So our cardiac output is around 70 to 80 ml. Okay. Now about the heart sounds in this cardiac cycle. We'll be discussing that the heart sounds when we'll be discussing about the clinical examination in detail. But when if we trace the heart sounds in this graph, okay, the aortic valve here, the mitral valve closes. Remember, the normal valves, if they open, they don't produce any sound. Only the closure will produce sound. Opening will not produce any sound normally. So mitral valve closes here, and that gives us the first heart sound. Here the aortic valve closes, and that gives us the second heart sound. First heart sound is in the initial part of systole, that is the isovolumetric contraction. Second heart sound is in the initial part of diastole, that is the isovolumetric relaxation. During the slow filling phase, we get the third heart sound due to filling of blood in the ventricles, and fourth heart sound, a very faint heart sound heard by phonocardiography. It is seen during atrial kick, when the atria gives kick, that is atrial systole, and that blood rapidly goes into the ventricle, and that produces the fourth heart sound. If we see the ECG tracing, this is during diastole, we are getting the atrial contraction, that is the P wave. As we have discussed, the initial part of P wave is the right atrium, and later part is the left atrium contraction. Then at the end of diastole, the ventricles prepare to contract, and there is a QRS wave. The QRS wave in the early part of the systole. After that, this ST segment represent the fully activated ventricles. These are the fully activated ventricles in this ST segment, that is in the rapid ejection phase. Now this slow ejection phase, the ventricles have started relaxing. There is ventricular repolarization in this systole part, the late part of systole, where ventricles have started relaxing, though they some contraction is happening, but they have started relaxing. That gives us the T wave. Okay, and this will continue again. So this is the understanding of this graph. This is again very important, difficult to understand, but if you learn the basics, you can understand this graph very nicely, and this will help you in understanding all the cardiology classes, because this is very important to learn, to understand the basics of cardiology, the clinical examination. Why do you get these sounds? What are the different mechanisms or different types of pathology which is affecting the heart sounds? We all will see in future classes. Thank you.